What's going on, Joe? Oh, your
Oh,
audio.
because I
There
lost
you go.
I lost some
There.
weight,
You lost some weight?
more weight.
Very nice. I never noticed that the alien driving has his fist up in the air,
Yeah,
like Judd Nelson at the end of the Breakfast Club.
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. No, I'm wearing my Kenneth Cole shirt. Haven't been able to wear this one in a while.
Nice, man. I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be on that track pretty soon, man. My meds are being shipped as we speak. I plateaued, is what it is, man.
yeah.
Chica's called me plateau boy at this point.
Well, then just go eat the caca lettuce, dude. And you'll be fine.
No, man. I just got to go to that one restaurant there in San Antonio, man. Laguna Madre. Get
Yeah.
the E. coli again. Yeah, I said it. I got E. coli from Laguna Madre.
Well, then just go to the Taco Bell near you, dude.
I hit up the Waffle House this morning.
Oh, that's what I got. Right. I told you I had got the leather band right for the
Yeah.
watch. I got the matching case.
Nice. Fancy. My case is Spurs, baby.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking a lot about NBA offseason grades. ESPN with an interesting article about that one.
Throwback Thursday. Puffin Billy's, bro. Remember Puffin Billy's?
Yeah.
That place is goated, man. That place was good.
Got 20 seconds to the start.
Yeah,
The
we're
area
20
to
seconds
know.
out.
Very cool, dude. Very cool. I think this is going to be a user driven show. The chat's going to drive our show today, man. Give us some topics.
Yeah. Where it's also a word of an earthquake.
Where the dreams don't fade from the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210. Oh, it's the life that we chose.
We're rising together on a Thursday. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. And this is the Area 210 podcast powered by PF Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. We go for about an hour, 15, hour and a half talking sports and pop culture. Joe, how are you doing today, my man?
Doing good, man. I have some things we're going to be talking about. Notably, something going on in the world of ESPN ranking the San Antonio Spurs, right? We talked about that. And also AI getting out of control here. We have now AI making its way into the classroom in the form of a teacher that kind of resembles a sex bot in a way, teaching the young kids. I don't know how we feel about that, Mike. Maybe they're trying to say that a robot, an AI, can go ahead and take over a teacher's job. I don't think so.
AI
And
is
also,
wilding.
yeah, wilding. And the other thing is we have a data breach to report over at Chick-fil-A. And we also have news of Google getting fined $1 billion. And we also have word of an earthquake that occurred here in Texas that we're going
Yeah.
to talk about.
Yeah, SpaceX stock tanked today, along with a lot of other stocks. It's the reason why the show started 15 minutes late. It's because as you guys know, I try to make people money. You know, we do investments and insurances at my business. And long story short, the market. If you have a 401k, don't look. Today is not the day to look. Okay, oil back up over $100 a barrel today. Not a very good day on the market. Stuff in Iran kind of causing all of this stuff. And we have the midterm elections just over 3 months from now. So it's going to be interesting to see what develops when it comes to all that. But we'll talk
Yeah.
sports along the way.
Hey, I was going to ask you a
Um,
question too, Mike. One thing that we're going to talk about is there was a prop from a very well-known movie that went up for auction, brought over $3.75 million, right? Begs
really?
the question, if there was something that was on the market, right, from an iconic movie that you loved, would you bid on it? And how much would you bid on it? Like, what's the price? What's the breaking point? Or be like, I'm out after this amount of money.
Okay, first of all, I almost bought what I wanted from a movie. Now, it wasn't the actual prop for the movie.
Yeah.
It was the identical thing from the movie, if you will. I have always been in love with the truck that Marty McFly drove at the end of Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, the Toyota.
The Toyota with the KC lights on them.
Yeah, this is a little Tacoma. Yeah.
Okay, it's a beautiful truck, dude. It's a beautiful, beautiful truck. I saw it online for like $25,000 to $30,000 because it's a 40-year-old truck, right? For crying out loud, 35, 40-year-old truck. I've always wanted that bad boy, and I almost bought it. Then I met Chica, and I had to save up for other things, right? But if I was going to be single Jimenez in San Antonio, that's what I would have done, man. Did you hear? Speaking of stuff that is found that you could have had for cheap, did you hear that Wilt Chamberlain's warm-up jacket from the 70s? I'm actually I'm going to retweet this right now so you can see it. A 19-year-old went to a thrift store, Goodwill, Joe. And I just put this on Twitter right
Yeah, I
now.
want to go there now.
He bought a vintage Lakers jacket that said Chamberlain on the back for $3.07. Took it home and thought to himself, you know what? This looks huge. This is massive. Who the hell would fit in this jersey? Because it's not like it's something that someone who's 5'10" could fit in, or someone who is 6'2", 6'5". Will Chamberlain was a 7-footer for crying out loud. And he measured it and goes, was this actually Wilt Chamberlain's? It got authenticated, Joe, proved to be the legitimate warm-up outfit for Wilt Chamberlain in one of his big seasons back in the early 70s. And he sold it for hundreds of thousands of dollars, I believe.
Look at this. He bought it for $3.07 at Goodwill. Learned it's real. It's authentic. So now it's expected to fetch up to 250 grand at auction. Man.
And I think it was in Portland, Oregon that he found this.
You know what?
That
Mike?
is
I think
crazy,
we should
Joe.
do this early. You talk about make more money. That's the definition of make more money. If you want
That's
to
it
make
right
more money,
there.
you got to call Miguelito.
Give me a call, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. I had a conversation with one of my clients. Can't tell you his name, can't tell you what all that we're doing, but I was giving him an update on his retirement, and I said, hey, market's down today. Don't worry about it. It goes up, it goes down. But here's the thing. Whenever I work with somebody with a retirement, I oftentimes set aside 6 to 24 months worth of income on the sidelines in a money market account earning 4%. So that they're not selling investments that go down when the market's going down. Objects to buy low and sell high, baby, right? So when they roll over their money to me, I cut off a little slice. I say, we're going to live off of this for a while just in case the market goes down. And I look like a smart genius whenever that happens because most advisors, I'm going to go ahead and say 99% of them don't do that. But you can give me a call, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. So, yeah, so that whole thing involving the $3 vintage Goodwill. Have you ever found anything at Goodwill that's worth a damn?
Yeah, I mean, I found some stuff that's kind of worth some money. I found some DVDs that have been signed, by the actual artists themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Found some records. Found some vintage camping gear from
Nice.
from way back when. And I was like, you know what? Let me see if this might be worth it, selling or whatever. And sure enough, it was. I bought it for like a couple bucks, and apparently there's a market for it. So I put it on offer up and was able to flip that and make some money. So how about
There you go. There you go. I've always wanted to buy one of those. Like I used to like the TV show Storage Wars. I want to get into the storage war business, but no. Let's get into some sports talk. The NBA offseason is almost over, right? We still don't know where LeBron's going to go, although the script may have been leaked yesterday when the Miami Heat's public relations department released a posting saying that he was going to sign with the Heat on the 27th of July. They may have jumped the gun a little bit, but for the most part, most of the free agents have come and gone. We've already had the draft come and go. And now the letter grades are out. And I was fascinated by ESPN offering their opinion as to what the Spurs did in the offseason. Now, mind you, when they're talking about what the Spurs did in the offseason, they're talking about a variety of different things, from personnel moves to dropping of players to adding of players to, contract extensions and all of that. And Joe, guess what team had the highest marks? 30 teams in the NBA. Guess what team had the highest mark in the NBA?
what?
Your San Antonio Spurs. That's right, baby. According to Zach Cram, who's a beat writer for ESPN, NBA beat writer, insider, He gave two teams an A grade: the San Antonio Spurs and the Utah Jazz. So why did he give the Spurs an A? Number one, the re-signing of Victor Wembanyama to a 5-year extension, and not at the super max, right? Again, Wemby's leaving up to $55 million on the table so that the Spurs can use that money to re-sign Castle and Harper down the way. Also said that he likes Tobias Harris pickup, that it fills the need for a big man on the roster. Tobias Harris, we kind of see him as a 3, but he's actually a 3-4. He's more of a power forward than anything else. So we did address the 4 position and say that Tobias Harris is a solid move, solid pickup. Goes on to say that shoring up the bench with a big name, Billy Donovan, there on the bench as well for the Spurs as well, is a big deal. The Utah Jazz making some moves as well, also got an A, Joe. So do you buy the fact that the Spurs got an A for the offseason?
I'm gonna buy it. I think they made some moves that they needed to make as far as re-signing players that need to be here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the pieces that made the team, like, I guess, good enough to get to the finals, right? They didn't do anything dumb like try to go ahead and offload any players or make stupid trades like they've done in the past, right? Because remember when they weren't very good, they were assuming contracts just to, maybe we'll get some picks for them, but we're going to assume these contracts just to do somebody a solid. They're not doing stupid stuff like that anymore. So by them making the moves that they've done in the offseason, I can see how they would go ahead and grade that and give that a grade of A, as far as the ESPN analysts go. Like, again, Mike, they didn't do anything dumb. They didn't need to because they were already
Right.
at the NBA Finals.
Our biggest competition in the West is who? OKC, right?
Yeah.
The letter grade they got was a C+. So, I mean, it says that the Spurs are trending in the right direction. And keep in mind, getting Wemby to sign a deal at $55 million less than what he could have gotten is a big deal. We had the Drew show on a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, when this all went down, saying, well, I'm being a hypocrite. I am being a hypocrite. But what I'm saying is that if I was him, I would have taken the money because I would have earned that money, right? But, we heard from Dwayne Wade back in the day saying, man, the times with LeBron were fun, but I left $100 million on the table, and I'd rather have that $100 million. Now that I think about it, hindsight being 2020, they could have won rings without LeBron,
Yeah.
right? Dwayne Wade was a stud back then. They could have won without him. But Wemby signing for a discount is a big deal. The Spurs getting Tobias Harris, he's going to eat up some minutes, is a big deal. Billy Donovan on the sideline is a big deal. You may think that the draft was trash because we have Quaintance, who's not going to be able to play probably this season at all.
Yeah.
5-star All-American going into college, bounced around from one program to the next. But we don't know what we've got from him, right? We just knew that he was super talented going into college. It just didn't work out for him. But then you turn around, and then you have another draft pick in Reed, who's probably going to play some minutes for the Spurs this year. Maybe not a lot of minutes. We'll probably start out in Austin. But he's going to be somebody that the Spurs can look at. And I don't know why. Does my screen look so dark to you? Because it looks dark on my end.
Yeah, it looks dark. I think it's just because of the shadow, maybe because of the way you have it angled.
That's weird. Like, I have all the lights on, and it's super cloudy outside. I think Bertha's knocking on the door over here in Conroe. Tropical storm Bertha.
What's today? Thursday? They said that it should be making its second landfall here, probably by Friday or so.
Yeah. So very cool, man. Jason Garcia coming out and saying the current Spurs front office is starting to remind me of when the Patriots had Brady and Belichick. I mean, isn't that the way they've been mirror images of each other for quite some time? So that's not a bad statement to make at all. And it's fascinating because the Spurs, we joke around. We like the team we got. The team they got made it to the NBA Finals. The team they got beat OKC in a Game 7 in Oklahoma City. The team they got is ahead of schedule. The team they got has Wemby, Castle, and Harper getting better and getting to a higher level. So the Spurs are going to be better next year than they were this year, provided that they stay healthy. So did they have to make a big splash? They didn't. And what have we seen from Oklahoma City? Is Oakland are the Spurs? Okay, Joe, let me ask you this question: Are the Spurs better today than they were when the season ended back in June?
That's going to be a question that's going to be determined next season, Mike. Now, are they better today? I would assume they've gotten a little better. They have the signing now of what, Tobias Harris, right? We're going to see what he brings to the table. But I think the telltale sign will be how far is this team going to go next season? And the expectation is what, the playoffs, go deep in the playoffs and get to the NBA finals again and run it back, right? I think that's the expectation. And this time
On
win it.
on paper, okay, I know
Yeah.
this is all on paper. We've got to see if Tobias Harris fits in with the team. If he's a good complementary piece, is he going to be a starter? Is he going to be coming off the bench? More than likely, he will be starting. Um, all of that, right? But just on paper, the Spurs got a better player, Tobias Harris. We didn't lose any big players, right? Who's the best player that we lost in the offseason, Joe? I mean, we didn't lose anybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
we
but
we
they
can't,
should lose one of these players here. Plumlee, Bismack, or Kelly Olynyk.
well, all three of them are gone. The Spurs
Yeah.
only have one. Spurs only have one spot left on the roster.
One spot. Yeah. These were the victory cigars from last season.
Yeah, so we got rid of Plumlee, Bismack, Biyombo, and Olynyk, right?
Yeah.
And what do we have? Tobias Harris.
Yeah. They still have one roster spot
We- we-
open,
we-
so they
we
can
have
still
Harris.
technically sign somebody else.
We have Harris and Reed that we brought in, plus another first rounder in Quaintance.
Yeah.
It's a net positive for the Spurs. And then you add the fact that the Spurs have stability money wise in the future with Wemby. I buy into ESPN's take that this was an A. It wasn't flashy. It really wasn't. It wasn't a big splash, but the Spurs didn't need that big splash. Getting Billy Donovan on the bench on the sideline is a big deal, Joe. Speaking of coaching, Chip Anglin
On
left
the move.
OKC yesterday on the move, signing with the Houston Rockets to finally try to get Amen Thompson a three-point shot. Amen Thompson, notoriously a horrible three-point shooter.
Yeah.
25%, dude. He's awful. But he's going on. Chip Anglin, who was part of the Spurs championship runs, the guy that built Tony Parker's shot and helped Manu Ginobili, is on his way to Houston. So that kind of sucks for the Spurs. But Joe, you look at the tiers of teams. The top tier is one. The top tier, Joe, is who? Spurs and Thunder. Second tier is who? Nuggets. After that, Joe, I'm not worried about Dallas. I'm not worried about Golden State. I'm not worried about the Rockets or Minnesota, because I know they're all getting players that they're moving and shaking and picking up Walker Kessler for the Lakers and teaming up LaMelo Ball with Anthony Edwards. Not afraid about any of that, Joe, because it's going to take forever for them to kind of start working together and coming together, and it takes time for them to start to gel, if they gel at all.
Yeah.
So I think the Spurs' track to the NBA Finals actually got a little bit easier because OKC is not as strong as they used to be because they lost a lot of their depth. They traded Lou Dort, one of their best defenders, an all-NBA defensive player, shipped away to Atlanta. They lost Isaiah Joe. They lost Aaron Wiggins. A lot of their depth went away. So if the Spurs were good enough to get out of the West and they got better on paper, and the Thunder were not able to take out the Spurs and have gotten weaker on paper, I'm just saying, Joe, it's the Spurs should be the favorites. And now the expectations change. If the Spurs are healthy, they better get to the finals again.
What's the expectation? The expectation is finals or bust. We'll see. But I'm like I was telling other Spurs fans, the path to the finals is not easy, right? Spurs had things that lined up for them perfect. And that's what happens with certain teams. They catch fire at the right time. Things start lining up for them the way they should because other teams start getting riddled with injury. And injuries are part of the game. But you can only play who's in front of you. And that's what happened with the Spurs. Right after Portland, they went ahead and ran through Minnesota. And then ultimately what happened? They had their way with the Oklahoma City Thunder. In 7 games, they were able to go ahead and dispatch them and move on to the finals. Everybody thinking, hey, this should be easy. Spurs are going to go ahead and win. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for the Spurs, they played 46 minutes out of 48 And in those final 2 minutes, almost of every single game, they
They
squandered
wet
the
the bed.
lead and they let the Knicks come back and win.
They wet the bed. And
Yeah.
now we have to like learn from that and pick up from that, Uh, People don't realize or fail to realize that Michael Jordan didn't win a title his first 8 seasons. It took a while for not everybody is Tim Duncan who wins in early on year
Year
two, I
two.
think
Yeah.
was what it was. David Robinson took him what 10 years, nine
Yeah.
seasons or so, 10 seasons. Um, it's not an elevator ride. It's a climb up the stairs. But the Spurs did take the elevator because they won that pick in Castle and Harper. And if Castle can just clean up his game a little bit and just play within himself and just throttle it down a little bit, man. Just he's amped up at an 11 the entire time. Just move it to a 9-5, dude. He will be a lot better of a player, an all-star caliber player. We know Harper is going to be as well. I think De'Aaron Fox's health is going to be a big deal for the Spurs because the Spurs are going
Yeah.
to be better if De'Aaron Fox is not healthy.
It's not just his health, Mike. It's how well he plays consistently.
No, Joe, you didn't hear me. If
No,
he's not healthy, I don't want him out there.
he has
I
to
don't
play
want him out there.
consistent. He has to play consistent. That's the biggest problem, the biggest question mark with De'Aaron Fox. He doesn't play consistent basketball. Like he'll play in the regular season, might look okay, has a couple good games, lays an egg, has a couple bad games, then a couple good games, then a couple bad games. It's like just string it together and be consistent. I don't care if he doesn't drop like double digit, points every game, but just be consistent, facilitate the ball well, do the little things out there to help the team win. And especially he needs to show up in the big moments, like the NBA finals, like the Western Conference Finals. He needs to show his consistency in those moments. I think a lot of Spurs fans were disgruntled with him because of his inconsistency, especially in the playoffs.
Right. JHNSB with a dumb comment of the day, by the way,
Oh God.
saying that Wemby's out of the GOAT conversation because Jordan never lost a championship. Well, then that means Tom Brady's not the GOAT in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because
he
Tom
lost
Brady
the Super
he
Bowl.
lost not one, not two, he lost three, including two to Eli Manning. So are we saying that Joe Montana's the GOAT because Joe Montana went 4-0? Or is it Eli Manning better than Brady because he won the two matchups that they had against each other? No, Tom Brady's the GOAT because he won 7. Okay, so sorry to check your math there, JHNSB, but I know you're trolling, but if you're gonna troll better. The Knicks are not even the Knicks aren't even the best team in the East this upcoming season, man. Boston's going to be healthy. Tatum's going to come back. I mean, people forget that Tatum, and it's all about matchups, Joe. It really is all about matchups because you see the Spurs match up well against OKC. They don't match up well against the Knicks. They really don't. So that's why, Jeff Garcia and I on Spurs in Focus yesterday were talking about that. And I mentioned to Jeff, I was like, the Spurs do not need to go tool their team around the Knicks. They have to tool the team around OKC because OKC is the gateway to getting back to the NBA Finals. Just because you played the Knicks one time doesn't mean you're going to play the Knicks a second time. Chances are the Celtics are going to be there. Chances are the Sixers are going to be there. Chances are the Cavaliers are going to make a run. The Knicks have a harder time making it through the East than the Spurs making it through the West because the Spurs really only have one team to battle. Maybe two, but really one that's on their level, which is OKC.
You know what really killed the Spurs when that matchup with the Knicks? Of course, Brunson is small player, right? So he can go off, and the Spurs didn't really have an answer for him once he gets going. The other thing that killed the Spurs was the power forward position. OG Anunoby. That
Right.
brother just had some clutch plays, especially when they were going up the Spurs against the Spurs in key moments of the game. That actually kind of swayed that whole game in the favor of the Knicks. They didn't have any answer for OG Anunoby as far as a power forward. They just didn't have anybody to match up really good against him. And he
Right.
was able to break free. He was unimpeded going to the rim. Remember that putback that he had? That could have maybe, if the Spurs had played defense for the full
Oh yeah.
24 seconds, maybe the Spurs would have won that game. But instead, OG Anunoby came out of nowhere, put back that missed shot, and there you
Mhm.
go. Was able to go ahead and will the Knicks to victory.
Getting the 50-50
Yeah.
balls most definitely happened down the stretch, and then you can go back in time and De'Aaron Fox, if he had pulled up instead of trying to go for a layup on that one shot. Now he was fouled tremendously on that shot, by the way, but the idea that he actually went up for that shot is the thing that he shouldn't have done.
Look at
But you
JHNSB saying Spurs still have no answer for OG Anunoby. You think Tobias Harris is stopping him? No, I don't.
but
Tobias
you know,
Harris is too small.
do you know who's going to stop them? The East. The East
I
is
don't
going to
know,
stop the
Mike.
Knicks.
I don't know, Mike.
The East is going to stop the Knicks. It's
Teams
about
have gotten
matchups.
better. Teams have gotten better in the East. Sixers are getting better, right? Supposedly, as far as them and
Tatum
what
played
they've done.
17 games last year.
Yeah. So they're supposedly they're going to get better. We'll see. The other thing is the other two teams that are actually gotten better are reloading here is going to be the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, right? They just introduced Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think a day or two ago in a press conference that they had. Now he's still not comfortable being over there in Miami because he spent so many years over in Milwaukee with the Bucks. It's a transition, he's just saying how he feels, not comfortable yet because he's just starting to get to know his new surroundings, his new city, has to go out there and start meeting teammates and whatnot and build a camaraderie. Yeah, it's a change for him, but on paper, the Miami Heat are a much better team with him.
Yes, they are. They don't have the depth, but from a starting five perspective, I agree with you that they are. If you want to see the teams that have the worst,
Lost your audio, Mike.
oh my goodness, yeah, it was showing me a signal off and on. I didn't even touch it. It was saying that the grades, the teams that have the worst grades at incomplete, the Clippers and Raptors, because they still don't know what's going to go down with that trade involving Kawhi Leonard. So that's kind of funny. Also, bad grades for the New Orleans Pelicans. That's the worst run team in all the NBA. The Washington Wizards got a D plus move. Orlando Magic a D plus, and the Detroit Pistons at a C minus were the worst ones. I don't know, Joe. I'm just looking forward to the upcoming season. It's around the corner. NFL. Dude, yesterday we scheduled when our NFL fantasy football draft is going to be. I was like, I cannot believe it's 6 weeks away that I'm going to be in a fantasy football draft in 6 weeks. So that's what happens when you have an NBA team that makes it to the finals and goes through June. The offseason's real short, Joe. It's a quick turnaround. But yeah,
I got a hot
excited
take
about
for
the
Spur
season.
fan. What if
Yeah.
Spur fan, because they're coming off of that high from the last season, right? Spurs going all the way to the NBA Finals. And there's growing pains to be had, right? We saw that in the NBA Finals with the Spurs. They didn't have growing pains in the playoffs per se. They looked very even keel, very poised, except when they got to the NBA Finals and it mattered the most. That's when we kind of saw the inexperience rear its ugly head. What if the Spurs don't even make it to the NBA Finals and they get bounced the second round because the other teams that they're going to be facing have gotten better?
I don't see it.
I'm just saying maybe that's a scenario that Spurs fan has to come to terms with as well. Just because you went there the previous season doesn't mean it's a guarantee that you're going to get there.
No, I agree. I think that right now, the position point of whether the Spurs had a good season or not is the Western Conference Finals. Like, making it to the playoffs is no longer a deal anymore when you have that core. Making it to the second round, that's an expectation, right? It's like graduating from high school or graduating from elementary school. We all should do it at some point, right? At least get the GED, right? That's the bare bones minimum. If the Spurs make it to the Western Conference Finals and lose a 7-game battle to the Oklahoma City Thunder, you can't really be mad at them because you're losing to a team that's at an equal level. What you don't want is the Spurs to lose to Minnesota on a novelty act that is, although it's going to be exciting to watch, that is LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards. You don't want to lose to that. You don't want to lose to Luka Doncic. You don't want to lose to an aging Nikola Jokic. You don't want to lose to a Cooper Flag led team or a young Portland team. So the Spurs right now, it's either make it to the NBA Finals and win it, or go toe to toe with OKC. Those are the only two options that the Spurs have when it comes to being whether this is a good season or not. The
Yeah.
goalpost has moved way down the road,
Well,
especially because we're thinking that the core players are going to be getting better and play better.
it's like this. Once you get a taste, right? Like you said in the town, the first they give you that just a taste, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
Mike, your favorite line from that movie. Spurs fans got a taste of what going back to the NBA Finals after the team hadn't even made the playoffs in what 7 seasons, right?
Right.
Then to get back there again in the final in the playoffs, should I say, and then you just go on a tear and go all the way to the finals. The expectation is high because now that's the bar that you set for yourself as a team, right? You
Mhm.
need to go back to the NBA finals and win it all. It's finals or bust. I bet you that's the thinking and the mantra that's going to happen next season for these players because they got a taste. They want to get back there and they want to prove that they can win it all. Now, if they don't get back there again this upcoming season, they're going to think that the season's a failure, as well as Spurs fan.
And as well as it should be. I mean, unless there's like an injury or something to that effect,
You
that
gotta
would
you
be
gotta get your prayer candles out because you don't want any of these the main players to go down with injury right before they go into the playoffs or they're in the playoffs. Somebody goes down with injury. You don't wish that on any team, and you don't want that to happen to your San Antonio Spurs team.
well. I'm on DraftKings Sportsbook right now, Joe. The odds of winning the Western Conference are
Yeah,
pretty much identical between OKC and the Spurs. OKC is the favorite at plus 150. Spurs second favorite at plus 165. Then there's a huge drop
drop.
to the third spot, which is the Minnesota Timberwolves at 12-1 odds, Denver at 13-1 odds, then the Warriors at 18, Lakers at 20-1 odds, Rockets at 30, and the Blazers at 40. So they believe DraftKings and all the sports books believe there's only two good teams in the Western or two elite teams in the Western Conference. The Knicks are favored to come out of the East, but it's a jumble between 7 teams, Joe, that are between plus 320 and plus 900. So right now, the Spurs and Thunder are the
Yeah.
only two teams with better than 12-1 odds. There are 7 teams in the Eastern Conference with better than 9-1 odds. So you're looking at the Knicks, the Celtics, the Sixers, the Heat, the Cavaliers, the Pistons, and the Raptors, all considered to be pretty much equal to each other in the Eastern Conference. It's going to be a dogfight. Can it come back? Jay Jensby pointed out the fact that the Spurs had a repeat performance against the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
But the Miami Heat had the second, third best player of all time in his prime playing
yeah.
alongside two future Hall of Famers in Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. That was a different team, man. That was a much that team dwarfs what the Knicks are right now. It does. And the Knicks are getting older. Spurs are getting more mature. It's a little
Look at
bit
this.
different when it comes to it.
Sam keeps saying the Knicks are a fluke. The Knicks are a fluke. I think Sam hates the New York Knicks team so much. He hopes that they're a fluke. What if they get there again?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to use a fluke. They were a really good team. They won the cup. They won over 50 games. They were
They were
the
able to
3
come. They
seed.
overcame adversity, Mike. Anything that was put in front of them, they were able to overcome it
Yeah,
as a team.
I'm not gonna belittle their run. Did I think they were the best team in the regular season? They weren't, but man, they
Look
got
at
hot at
this.
the right time. They
This
got
is
hot.
funny.
They got hot in the playoffs, and that's hard to do.
This is funny. They say the Knicks got lucky. Well, you know what? So did the San Antonio Spurs. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck.
You
The
do.
luck played itself out right for the Spurs all the way through this playoff run that they had in this previous season, right? This last season. The same thing happened for the San Antonio Spurs back in the day when they had the big three, right? They had Manu, Timmy, they had Tim Duncan. They even had David Robinson at a time in a stacked team. And what happened, Mike? They went and faced a very good Detroit Pistons team in the NBA
Mhm.
Finals. And you know what? If it wasn't for the heroics of one Manu Ginobili and also Robert
Robert
Ory,
Ory.
this could have went a whole different direction. But sometimes you need a little bit of luck.
Joe said, light a candle. Everyone say a prayer for Caitlin Clark because the next time she runs her mouth,
She
she's
gone.
going to be suspended. Joe, I
Yeah.
reposted a video of this on my
Seventh.
Twitter account.
She has her seventh technical foul of the season. So one more and she gone.
Okay, let me understand this, Joe, because I know that there have been cases where she's been targeted, head hunting, stuff like that. We know it's happened, Joe. There are certain WNBA players who don't like her. The WNBA officials have done a bad job protecting her. That I understand. But Caitlin Clark also does this to herself. She's a hothead.
Yeah.
And if we go full screen on this is courtesy of WNBA and ESPN.
Join continuing between those two.
She gets fouled on a reach-in. They're winning by 28. Her team, Caitlin Clark's team, is up by 28 points late in the third quarter. Was this a dirty play? It was a normal reach-in. A normal reach-in. And she lost her mind. Up 28.
She's dumb.
This
You know,
is
she got-
stupid. She's
she got a-
annoying.
She got a technical foul because this altercation, allegedly, this player here was going back and forth with her. And the reason she got this technical foul is because she told the player, look at the scoreboard.
Look at the scoreboard.
And the ref took unkindly to that remark and said, you know what? I'm going to tee you up.
So Caitlin Clark had a cold streak when it came to three-pointers going up until last week. She was on a tear. Last night was 5 for 9. The 2 games before that was 6 for 10 from 3. Her three-point accuracy is improved from 31% to 34% over the past couple of weeks. Is that good? No. Is it bad? No. She is a three-point shooter, right?
Right.
But she understands that she's going to be suspended. So much so that she did a press conference the other day saying that she realizes she's going to be suspended sometime this year. I understand that if she gets headhunted and she loses her mind, loses her cool, that happens. You cannot get a technical foul and add to that tally for that. Up 28 on a routine reach-in. No one hit her head. No one bodied her up. No one pushed her to the ground. It was a reach-in, Joe. A reach.
I think she's just frustrated. I think really at the end of the day, she feels a certain way because the refs kind of look the other way when it comes to her getting fouled, thrown to the ground. But at the end of the day, too, you have to think of one thing. How much of that is acting on her part? Throwing herself, flailing, her arms all over the place, trying to sell the foul. I mean, yes, she does get fouled hard. Okay, rightfully so. A lot of players don't like her. But you have to ask yourself, why is it that they don't like her? They don't respect her? They don't care what she brings to the game of basketball as far as the WNBA? Or are they jealous of her because of the type of player she is? What is it?
Well, I think part of it is jealousy. So I think there's so many different things. Jealousy drives a lot of it, right? Because you might look at that and say, well, you're making more money at the WNBA because of her, all that stuff, right? I think the problem that you have with Caitlin Clark is the game does not match the popularity. And the players see that. Because there are better players than her in the WNBA. Are there more popular players? No. But there are better players than her in the WNBA who do not turn the ball over as much as she does. She's the WNBA all-time leader, single-season leader in turnovers. She's leading the turnover dubious honor this year, the most number of turnovers this season as well. She's a 34% three-point shooter, Joe. Three-point shooter. 34%. She ain't Steph Curry out there. There are other shooters out there in the WNBA who are volume 3-point shooters who shoot 37, 38, 39%. So it's kind of a weird thing because she has all the publicity. And is she an all-star? Yes, she's an all-star level player. Is she a top 20 player of all time? You know what it is? You know how I make fun of people who say Kobe's a top 3 player of all time? And I'm like, dude, he barely is a top 10. It was because of the swagger. It was because of the media love. It was because of the fandom that Kobe's considered to be a top 3 player by a lot of people. Caitlin Clark is the same way. Her popularity is so high. You know how the crazy the hot crazy matrix, what that guy says on YouTube about if she's an 8 hot, you can put up with a 7 crazy, but if she's a 4 hot, you can't put up with 8 crazy, right? It has to match. And I think the WNBA players are looking at her going, yeah, she's good, but the publicity and the media storm around her doesn't match the game. She's not the next Jordan. She's not but there are better players than her. Like game in, game out, there are better players than her out there. And I think that's the frustrating part from the players. But should they headhunt? No. I don't know why they do that, why they go that far. I can see not liking her. I can see roughing her up a little bit. But going too far is not cool.
Headhunting her. I mean, they're going to go out there and they just want to embarrass her. That's what it is. And the thing is, too, is that some of these fouls are rough, but there's others that happen where she's just trying to sell the foul, right? It's like, I understand the aspect of both players out there and from her perspective. She's getting tired of getting thrown to the ground, getting elbowed in the face. I mean, this is part of the game. This is why you wanted to go ahead and be a WNBA player. Why are you crying? Other people would die to be in that position, right? She's there already. She's the face of the league, one of the big faces of the league out there. This is what happens. She's acting like this is all new to her. Don't act brand new, Caitlin. This is everything you wanted. And now you're getting frustrated because they're coming for you. This is what happens when you become the face of the league. Look what happened with Wemby, for example, right, Mike? Wemby.
They beating him up.
They're beating him up because what did they find out? The weakness is what? Because he's so tall, you got to take away his space. In order to take away his space, you got to body him. They're doing the same thing to Caitlin. She's getting frustrated. Wemby got frustrated in the playoffs, and what did he do? Sasculeto against the Timberwolves, right? Mm-hmm. He got a technical foul for that, got thrown out of the game. This is the reaction, cause and effect.
Oh, it is. The Wemby Caitlin Clark corollary is an interesting one, and I see that JHN is being a troll out there, but I'll bite on that topic. The difference is that Wemby was considered to be and still is considered to be the best prospect in NBA history.
Yeah,
and the trajectory is there. The guy made it to the NBA Finals in his 3rd season. The guy is just 21, 22 years old, right? Duncan made it into his 2nd NBA season. Well, Duncan also played 4 years at Wake Forest, right? So if you look at it this way, Joe, Wemby's entering a season this year that's the equivalent of Duncan being a senior at Wake Forest.
Yeah.
And Wemby's already become Defensive Player of the Year, has already been a 2-time All-Star, or is somebody who's already a top 5 player in the NBA. I'm not going to say that Wemby's a number 1 player in the NBA, but you'd be foolish to believe that he's not a top 5 player in the NBA.
But Wemby's also a dumbass. He's a dumbass, Mike, because he's 7'6", and he knows he's thin, right? He doesn't have a wide frame, doesn't have a lot of girth to him, right? Why are you going there down low and trying to initiate contact with players? Going out of your way to go ahead and go down and body them with your shoulder. You're taller than everybody else on the court. Use that to your advantage. Shoot over them. That's all you got to do.
And as I've told you before, Joe, mentioned this on the show before, he does not need to be working with Tim Duncan. He needs to be working with David Robinson. He is more David Robinson than he is Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was about off the blocks. If you go back in time and you think of like what their best shots were, Duncan on off the window from 15 feet, that's not going to be Wemby's game. But Robinson shooting from 14, 15 feet, right at the free throw line, straight up over everybody, that's a shot that Wemby needs to develop to be a better player. And I'm sure he's going to develop more in his bag as time goes on.
Mike with the good take, Joe with the JHNSB virus. He says, remind you that you signed the form. Yeah, I signed the form, but he's also a dumbass because why are you trying to initiate contact with shorter players when you can just turn around and shoot right over them? You don't
Sam
have to
said,
create any type of contact.
Sam says that I took a take from him. I don't recall that, but if you say that I do, then maybe I'm like Vanilla Ice and you're Queen. Remember Vanilla Ice saying their song goes ding 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 ding, and mine goes ding 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 ding. It's
Look
that
at
little
Tony Ornalis. Don't
T.
get mad. Who's getting mad? We're just talking, bro. It's just bar talk. But it's funny how Tony likes to go ahead and say these things, but you never show up to our events. We'd love to talk with you in person. That's real bar talk.
Yeah, Tony coming out and saying David couldn't shoot a three to save his life. I'm not saying that they're the same player. I'm saying that there's certain things that he can get from David that Duncan did. Duncan wasn't a three-point shooter at all either.
Yeah.
Name one other player who has the same skill set that Wemby does. There's nobody. You can't say, well, he needs to model his game after this particular player because there's not one template that's ever been there. There's never been a Wemby. There's never been a 7'4" guy with handles who could shoot the three, who could play the way that he plays defense. You've had 7'4" guys.
Yeah.
You've had guys who can shoot threes. You've had guys with handles, but you've never had them all in one. Right? So it's kind of weird, man. Kind of weird.
They're all, let's put the gloves on. I love this show. Tony's like, I'm just kidding, bro. Relax, bro. No, I'm just saying, dude, we're going to have real bar talk. Like, show up to the events. Let's talk. That's what makes it fun. Because all the things that we say right here on the chat, right? And we like to bust each other's chops and we like to go ahead and pick on one another. But it's fun, too. Like, we've met Fate Killer and some of the other guys, Toro Loco and all that. And it's one thing to go ahead and have the chat, right? And you're just saying things in the chat. But it's another thing to be there in person with everybody. And then you have these discussions in real time and in person. It's a lot of fun, man. It's like, Tony, come out. Say hi to everybody. We'd love to see you sometime.
Mike reaches out to us, by the way, on our Twitter account, saying that she got smacked in the face, that Caitlin Clark got smacked in the face. I'm going to look at this play all over again. Maybe I'll change my mind if, in fact, she did get smacked in the face. But it was a normal reach-in, even if she did get smacked in the face. Let me see here.
Man.
Let me see here. Come on, Caitlin Clark. Let me see here. Let me see. Did she get smacked in the face? She didn't. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Selling the foul, Mike.
Let me see here. Talk to Tex. Show me where she got hit in the face. ... She was trying to sell it like SGA. Anyway, what are they talking about the Blue Oyster Bar?
Look at they're trolling Tony now. It says that Joy-Con Drift King says Joe wants to talk to Tony in the octagon. And then Tony Ornalis, they said at Tony Ornalis, Toro Loco says at the Blue Oyster Bar, though, at the Pegasus here in San Antonio, that's the equivalent.
Oh, it's so funny, man, because I got brand new shoes, Joe.
Oh, my God.
I got brand new running shoes, right?
Yeah.
And Chico got them for me, and I was like, oh, these are nice, right? They're called Nike Zooms, right? Got them the other day.
God.
On there, it says Pegasus.
Jeez. You should put those rainbow laces on it, man.
If you know, you know, Joe.
Jeez,
if you know, you
dude.
know. Joe, let's show some love to one of our sponsors.
Which one you want to go with first?
Pegasus.
Pegasus.
No, let's go with Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio.
The Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio, is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views, along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic drafts, and $6 craft import drafts at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
That's right. Go down.
Oh, we lost your audio again, Mike. You know
What am I doing?
It's that stupid headset, bro. We're gonna have to get you something different, man.
No, you know what I think? I think it's because I fiddle around with the with the space bar. Sometimes I got the Surface Pro going on. I think that's what it is. But anyway, Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio, great place to go check out the memorabilia. They have memorabilia of Aerosmith, of Selena Quintanilla, lots of stuff out there. Lots of shirts, Joe. I'm a big
No.
fan of a Hard Rock Cafe shirts. The best ones, Joe, are the Harley ones, man. The
Oh
Harley
yeah.
Davidson Hard Rock shirts. Fantastic. Go check out Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. I'm going to be honest with you. I like the way it looks now. When they renovated the place, it looks nice.
It does look
But
nice.
it's a good place, man. And then
Tony
you can go
Ornella
check
should come out and check it out. We have some of the best views of the Riverwalk over there at the balcony.
Mira, Joe, we're only 4 months away from the lights twinkling at the Riverwalk.
I know.
Man. Hey, Joe, yesterday was the heat index at my house was 117 yesterday. What's Bertha doing, Joe? Is Tropical Storm Bertha coming our way?
I don't know, man, if it's coming your way or not. It says that it's going to make a second landfall, and it looks like, I guess, the remnants of the storm will be hidden, apparently Houston and some of the surrounding areas there, and dropping a whole bunch of rain.
And it's actually South Houston, because what makes this storm different is that normally when you see a tropical storm, it rotates like this, right? And you have storms on both sides of the eye. In this particular case, Joe, there's no top level of the eye. It's all bottom level. So it's not a circular storm. It's just the bottom bowl of a storm. So there's nothing north of the eye because of the wind shear above it. So I find that to be fascinating. I've never seen anything like that, man.
Yeah.
So you know what's weird growing up? Albert Flores, Ken's 5 TV back in the 80s and 90s, you would go to McDonald's to get a hurricane plotter, like to plot the longitude and latitude. You
Yeah.
ever do that, Joe?
No.
And then remember, you could go to McDonald's, and if you colored if you colored like a weather picture, you would get like a
Oh,
toy or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, I remember that from back in the day. It was like some type of, I guess, promotion that they were doing way back when, right?
Yeah.
And you would color the picture, and I think they would post it on the wall, right? They would put it up on the wall.
Yeah. That's funny, man. That's funny.
Alex
Bobby
Noriega
Pember is
says
saying
that
it's fizzling
Bertha's
out.
fizzling out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the wind shear. It's kind of like the reverse Winnie the Pooh. You know, the Winnie the Pooh is all top but no bottom. It's the opposite, man. It's all bottom, no top.
And like a
Uh,
torta here in San Antonio.
My wife was talking about that yesterday because we were talking about we had a family friend come over talking about a girl that he's dating,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Tell us about her, whatever." And you know, he showed us photos, and she looked pretty. I'm like, oh, she's pretty. And he goes, Then you zoom out. I'm like, what do you mean if you zoom out? And he goes, she's looks good and average, you
Yeah.
know, waist up, but she just jets out from
Jets-
the waist for the waist down. You know, she's like two different people. She's like one of those Russian dolls that you just fit on top of each other. These stacking dolls. She's huge on the bottom, but looks normal up top. I thought that was funny.
Look at Four Ponds in the Grave says, wow, I have not thought about coloring those pictures in a
Just
very
in a
long
long
time. Look, Sam
We all
says,
had the same childhood.
He
I
was
mean,
like-
that's basically it.
Sam says he was like, she eyed.
She eyed.
eyed from a
She
distance. Was it like that one scene from Shallow Hal where she's walking towards him? Where is she? Is she behind the hyena? You remember that? You love
Yeah.
that movie, Mike.
That
You
was a
love
good
that
movie. That was a good movie. I was watching a little bit of Anchorman last night, and you ever turn on a movie and you're laughing, and then like somebody comes in and becomes a Debbie Downer and just ruins it. You know, the whole womp womp. I'm watching Anchorman. I'm laughing and laughing, and Chica comes up to me and goes, "It's so sad what happened to Christina Applegate now that she has multiple sclerosis or MS." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, I'm just enjoying the movie. Why are you being a buzzkill?" And then she points out that when Baxter gets kicked off the bridge by Jack Black's character, that they had to use a stuffed animal and not a real dog. I was like, well, A, they're not gonna chuck a real
Come
dog
on.
off a bridge, right? But B, it makes it funnier when you see that it's a stuffed animal going over the bridge. It adds to the comedy. Yeah, good.
That was fun. That was a funny scene. He goes, "You ruined the one thing that I love." He goes, "What's the one thing you love the most in this world, Baxter?"
Yeah, he goes, He goes, I love art. I love scotch.
Yeah.
And my dog here, Baxter.
Baxter. Okay.
Now, here's what's happening. Baxter, I'm in a glass case of emotion. That's funny, Joe.
Oh, look at JH and his B. You're crashing out, Joe, since you called out Tony. Let's chill. I'm not doing anything. We're good. It's bar talk. It's just fun and games, dude. That's all we're doing is busting each other's chops.
Mm-hmm. Joe, you were talking about AI is ruining the world these days, man.
Oh yeah, dude. AI's getting bad, dude. Nowadays, AI's infiltrating everything, and what it's infiltrated now is the classroom. Let's go ahead and show what's happening here, Mike. This is hilarious. So apparently, AI is now going to be entering the classroom, and I'm going to play this video, and this is courtesy of KTLA5, right? And the funny thing is that now they're going to have these robots teaching kids, and they're saying that each humanoid robot is like $57,590. They said, which is cheaper than a teacher's salary annually. And listen to what this lady has to say, and listen and look at the robot itself, Mike. The robot has been getting acclaim because they said the robot is easy on the eyes, right? So why is the robot going to be teaching the kids? But listen to it.
A rural upstate New York school district. They're bringing humanoid robot teachers into the classroom. Check out Sally here. That's her name. These students are going to be. See, Sally would give me nightmares if I was in first grade. They're going to have access to these bots. It has silicone skin, long brown hair, facial expressions. You can see some upper body movements. I think she's teaching the kids to count on her fingers.
I don't know. What class is she teaching?
School officials say the robots aren't meant to replace teachers. Instead, they serve as classroom assistants. It's part of a pilot program, and the company behind the robot say they hope to deploy a fleet of robot tutors.
Bro, what's going on here, man? And the thing is that everybody's making fun of this, right? Saying like, what's happening with Sally? She's easy on the eyes. She don't look like no teacher. She look like a sex robot, bro. Let's call it what it is.
Bobby February says Sally ain't bad. What's her at?
Oh my God, dude. They had to make her hot. They couldn't make her one of those old mean school lady teachers. Oh my God.
That's funny. But AI is the worst, man. It is the worst. I hate AI.
Look next, robot strippers and sugars. Oh my
Well, we already have. I mean, the robots in our lives are what you go to Vegas, right, or any casino, and now you have the robot blackjack dealers, right, where you have the monitor where it's like you could choose the look of your dealer, right, and it's and then they deal it. It's all done electronically. Francesca and I went to a restaurant at Lake Charles, at one of the casinos over there, and we had a robot take us our food. Like the waiter came and took our order.
Oh yeah. They do that at the, what do they call them? The Korean barbecue places. What do they call it, Mike?
Like hot pots?
Hot pots, yes. They do that over there. And they have the robot that comes to you and delivers your food.
Yeah, Tony's saying we should watch the movie Her. That's Joaquin Phoenix. That's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I think so. They use the voice for the AI as Scarlett Johansson, should I say?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but we also had some other news happening here, all in the world of technology for some weird, strange reason happening today. So apparently here, this is by the Associated Press. The European Union has fined Google $1 billion for breaking digital antitrust regulations. The tech giant is accused of using Google Play and its search engine to steer customers towards its own services, they say, harming competitors. So now they're ordering Google to pay out the competitors a total of $1 billion in damages.
Yeah, I mean, that is something that happens quite a lot in technology. You have the ability to redirect traffic to make it appear as though there is more options available for you out there, but it doesn't happen that way, because what you think is an actual competitor or an alternative use for something is actually the same company giving you a different version of what they're already doing, or they redirect you back to the main page. Google and Facebook are evil, dude. Just
Yeah.
call it what it is. They're evil
Well,
companies, man.
they're always eavesdropping on you, right? Even if you have like a smart, let's say, speaker, or like me, I have a smart speaker. I have a Samsung refrigerator, stainless steel refrigerator, has a huge touchscreen on it, dude. It's Alexa's built into it. I'm sure it's listening to us all the time. You can ask it
Yeah.
anything, and it'll do whatever you want, and it'll order food for you. Even has a camera that shows the inside view of the fridge in case you're at the store and you're like, I wonder if I bought this. I wonder if I bought that. And you can get the app or whatever, and it shows you.
Yeah,
So it's everywhere.
I'm now doing the auto insurance game, right? So if you want to show my thing again, by the way, so if you
Yeah.
have questions about auto insurance or homeowners insurance, 210-508-0369. Got 45 auto insurance companies and 20 homeowners insurance companies at my disposal now. Finally got it going this week, by the way, last week. A lot of companies will say they want you to do telemetrics, where they want you to download an app, and they're wanting to see how fast you're driving while carrying your phone around. And a lot of people object to that, man. They're like, I don't want Big Brother looking over at me. And I'm like, dude, you have Facebook on your phone, man. You have Google on your phone. You have an Apple device or a Samsung device. Guess what? Big Brother's already following you.
Yeah.
Already following you. They know how fast you're driving already. And it's sad. I was talking to you about SpaceX, Joe. Not a tell you to buy or sell. But I remember when SpaceX came out back in June last month, everyone got all excited. $160 a share. It shot up to $200. What is it worth now, Joe?
How much?
$115. Down 40. Down what is that? Since it's on its high spot, down 45% since it hit its high.
Man. We also had some other news here too, Mike.
Yeah.
So if you're a member of the Chick-fil-A, right, app, and you're signed in and you made let's say, an account and all that, there was a data breach. This is being reported by Cans 5. Apparently, Chick-fil-A customers, they had some type of a data breach where it could expose like information as far as the last four of your, let's say, debit card number or whatever that you have tied in with the app, email address, other information there. So, I mean, you might get, and your phone number as well, email, phone number, last four of your debit card number. So, I mean, there's things that hackers can try to do, like try to go ahead and get into your email. But if you have like two-factor authentication, that should deter that. But the thing is, now Chick-fil-A is telling everybody, if you have the app, make sure you go in there and you change your password, because they're afraid that they'll be able to access your app, steal your points or what have you.
Well, it's the Lord's data breach, man. If my data was compromised, it's because the Lord wanted it, baby. Chick-fil-A can do no wrong, man. We're not going to have any Chick-fil-A slander in this house.
I'm just telling you, Mike.
Joe, what's your sauce of choice at Chick-fil-A?
I like the Polynesian sauce. I like the Chick-fil-A sauce, and I like the honey mustard. The honey mustard's good.
Okay. I got into the Polynesian for a while. Dude, the number of calories in one of those Polynesian cups.
Oh, yeah. It's high,
Holy
dude.
heck.
Has a lot of
Oh
sugar
my
in
God,
it.
it's all
You know what's
sugar.
healthier for you? The honey
Ranch?
mustard. No,
Yeah, the honey mustard's fat-free.
Yeah.
Honey mustard's fat-free over there at Chick-fil-A. But the problem with the fat-free sauces is that they're a little bit watery. They don't have the thick consistency of the Chick-fil-A sauce, but it's not bad. But I remember seeing the whole thing. Just get ketchup, by the way. Just get ketchup.
Even
or
ketchup
mustard.
is bad for you, Mike. It has a lot of sugar in it.
GC3 says my son works at Chick-fil-A, so no slander allowed. I do like, what's so funny, Joe? I got so excited about Whataburger condiments being at HEB.
Oh yeah, the big old tube of, was it spicy
ketchup or the regular ketchup? And dude, after about 2 years of that, last couple of months, I've been like, you know what I miss? French's. I miss French's mustard. So I went back, got French's mustard, just regular plain Jane mustard. Then when it came to ketchup, you know what? Hunt's or a similar brand, Heinz. That's good enough for me. I've gone away from having the Chick-fil-A Whataburger condiments at the house. Sam says I like my sauce thick.
Thick with 2 C's.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna get my teeth cleaned in 40 minutes by my
Nice.
favorite hygienist, my hottie hygienist, Chica. I'm under the lights, and Chica's gonna be working on my teeth today.
Nice.
Does that mean I can
You cop a feel?
getting my teeth done?
Little cochino action.
I put my hand up on your hip. Where if you dip, we dip. Rafa says the Whataburger Jalapeno Ranch is the best. Do you know what's a really good ranch? Las Palapas. They have the ranch salsa there. Taco Bandits is all right, but the
Yeah.
ranch salsa over there at Palapas ain't that bad, Joe.
You know what else is good? The avocado ranch from Chick-fil-A is good.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's delicious, by the way? P.F. Chang's. Let's give some
P.F.
love to our good
Chang's.
friends over at P.F. Chang's La Cantera.
P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Again, if you don't want to go there to eat, you can always get it for delivery, DoorDash or Uber Eats. Give them a call. Check them out. P.F. Chang's La Cantera. Go tell Sean that we brought you there. Joe,
Yeah.
Fox Sports this morning released its all-century team when it comes to college football. So this is the best college football players since the year 2000. The big debate was who they have as the quarterback, Joe.
Okay.
And they had 5 nominees. Can you name 3 of the nominees since the year 2000 best quarterbacks in college football?
3 of the nominees.
I would have gotten 4. I know I would have gotten 4, but because I'm seeing the list right now, I would have gotten 4.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
2 of them played each other in the national title.
I know I'm trying to go back, way back when. It wasn't Arch Manning. That keeps on showing Arch Manning. I'm laughing every time I think about Arch Manning. I would have to say Vince Young is one of them.
Vince Young was the number 1 choice. He is the quarterback of the century, according to Fox Sports. The other 4, Joe, number 2, yeah, they have Cam Newton. That's the one I would have missed, by the way,
I wouldn't have thought of Cam Newton at all.
from Auburn.
And what was
Tim
that other
Tebow.
brother's name from the Trojans?
Matt Leinart.
Matt Leinart. Yeah.
They had Matt Leinart at 5. They have Tim Tebow at 3 and Joe Burrow at 4.
God, Tim Tebow, man. Over there with the
People
Florida Gators.
People forget when it comes to the best running back of the century, they have Adrian Peterson over Reggie Bush and Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to kindly disagree. That should be Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush was an all-time great. Receivers, Michael Crabtree of Texas Tech. There's a name I haven't heard in a while, along with Larry Fitzgerald from Pitt and Julio Jones from Alabama. When it comes to tight ends, remember I wanted my Saints to draft him, Joe, and they didn't do it. Brock Bowers out of Georgia. Offensive lineman, Joe Thomas, Bryant McKinney, Quentin Nelson, David DeCastro from Stanford, and center being Barrett Jones. Then they have Percy Harvins as the special teams. Interesting.
It said Vince Young, the only athlete who's dumber than Sohan.
His Wonderlic score was a 6.
I remember Mike Taylor made fun of him so bad when that came out, and I was driving on the highway, dude, and they played a bit, and it made me laugh so bad I had to pull over on the median during rush hour because I was cracking up, dude, because they're
It's
making fun
funny.
of him being dumb.
Defense, they have Terrell Suggs and Will Anderson Jr. as the edge rushers. As the defensive tackles, Aaron Donald and Indomitian Sue. Now that is a
Damn.
name that I remember from college.
He's not even in the league anymore.
Linebackers, Luke Kuechly and Micah Parsons. They have Patrick Peterson and Patrick Surtain the second as the cornerbacks, and then the defensive back Tyrann Mathieu from LSU. Joe, the safeties of the century. My God, Joe. Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu. Those guys could play, man. Those were great players.
Yeah. What do you say, Mike? From back in the day.
From back in the day.
Hey, and then we had this video here. I was going to play this. This is courtesy of CBS Austin. They were actually having a discussion with Mike Brown. And I thought this was interesting. Mac Brown. And he was explaining that what's best for college football isn't always what's best for its championship caliber programs like UT. And what he was going on to say here was UT shouldn't kind of be playing Ohio State. It's not good for them, right? So let's hear what he has to say. I thought this was an interesting little soundbite that they got from this interview from him.
Our national championship year in 05, we played at Ohio State the second game. Back then, if you lose one early, you're out, man. You're dead. Are you better off playing El Paso, winning by a lot? You still have 105,000 people there. You still make all your money, and you get in the playoff. Or do you play Ohio State, which is best for TV? It's best for the fans. The kids like it the best. The coaches love it the most.
It's best for college football.
But if you get beat, then you don't get in.
I'd say no. I'm going to go meet with Gene Smith and say, get him off our schedule.
I agree completely, Coach.
Which breaks my heart.
What is
breaks
best? Rob, we say what's best for college football. What's best to win the national championship?
And save your damn job.
Yeah. I mean, it's a double-edged sword because, it's you have these teams battling Abilene Christian University, right? Troy State and things like that. And not that Troy State's bad, they actually have a good program, but why are they playing UTEP? Why is UT playing UTSA? Right? Sacrificial lamb type of stuff. But the playoff changes all that. The playoff makes it so that you can lose a game or two and still make it into the playoffs. There needs to be some sort of mix between the two, but that's why I respect teams like USC, LSU, Florida, Florida State, who always line up somebody good in the first week of the season.
And look at this. They were talking about this on the Pat McAfee show, right? They were saying the CFP 27 champion odds.
No
favorites. And look at what
favorites.
they have here. They're favorites, right? So you have at plus 600, Ohio State, Notre Dame at 650, Texas, UT at 700, Oregon, 750. And then you have the slew of the other teams all down here, Mike.
Yeah,
and their
Indiana,
odds are
Georgia, Miami, and LSU. So, if I look at it as a better, because there's no clear-cut favorite, I could bet Ohio State, Notre Dame, Texas, and Oregon, have those four teams go at it and do like $100 on each of them. And in theory, because I'm holding on to all four of them, I'm getting about a plus 170 on average, 175 on average to hold those accounts.
Yeah.
I would do it that way as opposed to just saying I believe Notre Dame's going to make it, right? But there's no favorites. And Indiana's not going to go far without their quarterback, man. I mean, they lost the heart and soul of that team. Not buying it.
Yeah. So before we start closing the show, bringing it to an end here, got a couple little stories I wanted to show.
Yeah.
One of the things that happened here is that I don't know if anybody heard about this, but there was an earthquake here in Texas. And it says that there was a 5.0 magnitude earthquake that rattled the Texas Panhandle this morning. Strongest ever recorded in the region over there near Amarillo. So I don't think we felt anything here in San Antonio, but I'm sure that if you were the closer to the epicenter you were, you might have felt something rumble, a building shake or something.
Has nothing to do with fracking, Joe. Nothing to do with fracking.
It has everything to do with that because ever since that happened, what happens now? You have more and more of these earthquakes taking shape here, right? Happening more frequently.
No. Oil king, baby. Oil's king. There's no repercussions from oil, Joe. None.
Cost.
That's a no repercussions from oil. None.
Gonna show this. I thought this was funny as well. Another story that I saw. This is crazy, man. So
Oh, I was gonna send that to you. The
FedEx,
iguana.
right? So this scared the lady, man. She's out here with the box, and then all of a sudden, a damn gigantic iguana jumps out of it.
What you gonna do with this big thing?
I got a thing for him at the house.
How big is he now?
Possibly about 6 feet. I don't know yet. Yeah, he just scared.
He's just
Oh
scared.
my god, dude!
He's a little scared.
He's about 6 feet. He was saying, I'm just like, dude, no. Who gets an iguana delivered? I didn't even know they delivered things like that, like live animal,
Live animals.
like an iguana coming to you. Like, what the heck, dude?
That's
Oh,
funny.
and in other news too, saca la bolsita, Mike. Guess what washed up on the shores of Italy? 1,700 pounds of cocaina hidden behind a shipment of bananas from Ecuador. Saca la bolsita.
Someone's dying for this tonight, man.
Wow, they seized all that cocaine hidden behind the bananas, Mike. You just missed it, bro. You just missed it.
I mean, are the bananas sellable still?
No, bro. The whole thing is no good.
You know
It
what
ain't
this
no
reminds
good.
me of? I saw, Francesca and I were watching TV the other day, just a movie night type of thing. And we were watching old movies from the 90s. We watched Friday because she loves Friday. It's her favorite movie.
Yeah.
So we were watching Friday again and just quoting it all. And then if you have Amazon Prime, if the movie finishes and the credits finish, it just goes to the next movie, right? So we were out in the kitchen, doing dishes and stuff like that. And we came back and the movie Life was on with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that one since it came out like in the mid 90s, right?
Jeez.
So we sat there and watched it. The whole "Are you gonna eat your cornbread?" scene came out. It was funny, right?
You gonna eat your cornbread?
Shut your mouth and your fat ass up. That was a great line. But I was bringing it up because there's a scene in the movie when Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence's characters are old and they're still in the jail. And this one guy starts doing drugs behind bars, and he goes, they smuggled that in. They smuggled that in through someone's ass. That meth, that heroin, that marijuana that you're having in jail, it was in someone's butt.
Jeez.
Remember that when you're taking a puff.
Oh man. Look at this, Mike. This is what I was gonna bring up here. Remember, we're
That's David
talking
Moore.
about how much would you pay for a movie prop from one of your beloved favorite movies, right? Let's hear what happened here. Again, courtesy of ABC World News tonight, of how much something went for from one of the most beloved movies in history.
A Star Wars lightsaber for one of the most famous scenes in Hollywood history, of course, is now sold for a record $3.75 million. Of course, the weapon Luke Skywalker uses in that duel with Darth Vader, who cuts off Luke's hand and then reveals he's Luke's father. The prop made from a cast of actor Mark Hamill's hand. A Star Wars
See that? They're selling the prop with the hand, the severed hand, and look at how much it's expected to go for, dude. It said it sold for a record $3.75 million at auction.
With a replica of the hand.
The replica of the hand
As a
attached to
holder.
the lightsaber.
As a holder. That now, man, I gotta think about it. The DeLorean from Back to the Future, is that okay?
I mean, if you would have brought the truck, right, from Back to the Future, I think every guy would be like, that's a badass truck. That's a badass buy. I want to go for a ride in the truck or the DeLorean from Back to the Future, right? But $3.75 million for a lightsaber with a fake hand on it, like, why?
Do you know what my former brother-in-law bought?
What?
He bought a prop. He bought Luke Perry's Porsche from 90210.
Damn.
Now, it was a junker. It was a relic of a car. But if you go back into it was basically destroyed. It was hollowed out. But
Okay.
basically the base. So it's not like you can drive it or anything like that. But he bought like part of it.
The guts.
Yeah, maybe doing something with it. I don't know, but it's not drivable. But I found that to be interesting. Rest
That's a
in
lot of
peace.
money, man, to pay for a prop. I would never
Yeah.
pay that much money for a prop.
I mean, people pay memorabilia. People pay for baseball cards, basketball cards. But I still
Yeah.
have 1988 Donruss baseball cards. I'm hoping they're going to go up in value. Instead, they're just
They made a
rotting.
bunch of them, Mike. And also, we had some other news too. I know how you don't really like watching a lot of movies, but you watch this one, I'm sure. Days of Thunder. Apparently, there's a sequel that's going to be coming up, and it's moving forward here with Tom Cruise returning. And the filming, as it's saying here, is beginning in 2007.
All right, just don't bring back the girl that they tried introducing to him midway through the movie. The one that they had as the fake cop.
Oh God, I remember that.
She's probably 60 by now.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's gonna happen with this, but if you watch Days of Thunder, the movie wasn't bad. It was all right from when it came out back in the early 90s, late 80s.
It was a good
like
movie.
88, 89?
It was a very good movie. Days of Thunder is a great movie. It's action packed. It brought us Talladega Nights, for crying out loud. It's very cool, man. But I got to go see Chica right now because she's going to be working on my teeth. Everyone have a fantastic day today. And people are asking for the video of me running. If the heat index is at 117, I ain't gonna run.
You're gonna pass out, dude. It's too hot, man.
Very nice. Everyone have a fantastic day today. We'll be back tomorrow, man.
We'll be back. We'll see you boys. Stay safe. Peace.
Made it to an hour 30, brother. Hour